It's an interesting question. I don't know that I've thought about it too much. I think that's an interesting way to think about it, and I think that thinking about things like that, or thinking about actually having a purpose, those are all interesting ways to sort of view the lens of your own life through. And so I don't necessarily think that it matters if you figure out which thing is right, but I think it's just having your mind be exposed to different things like that are helpful. So I think that's a helpful thing to be exposed to. I don't know that I have ever thought too much about what the particular purpose of my life is, so maybe I'm more aligned with that, but I also don't know that there couldn't be one.
I don't have a particular purpose, no. At the end, it's trying to find some sort of happiness, knowing that there is an end to it, that it's not endless. So I guess that's what the purpose should be, that you live as a good person without hurting other people, I guess. That's what the purpose.
Does it has a purpose for life?
Well, right now it's my purpose.
Yeah, so sweet.
I think, yes, you should live with a purpose, because then if you don't have a purpose, then it's kind of like, what are we doing here? And then my purpose in life is probably like, I don't know, a combination of goals, maybe. Like, oh my god, I think like the purpose is a combination of goals. Like, I don't know, like I strive to be happy, and like I want to be financially stable, and like have a family eventually, and like be close to people.
Right.
I don't think you should just let other people, or I think you should have a purpose, or else you just don't. I don't know. That's seriously, I have no idea.
Do you have a purpose of that? Or like, do you have like something like you really want? Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's things I want to do. Definitely want to travel the world. I want to start a business. Like, I enjoy just like going out on the weekends, hanging out with my friends, music and all that stuff. That's what I was doing right now, just listening to some new albums.
sorry for interrupting.
No, it's all good. I'm waiting for a friend to come through, but I mean, we don't have answers to those bigger questions, so
Yeah, those are hard questions that you philosophy spend left.
I don't know why we're here. Like, so the best I can do is just have that purpose, and it makes me feel good. So that's the best I can do in terms of living my life.
My purpose of life? I don't think that there's an objective purpose of life. I think that we all just, we kind of make our own purposes for whatever we feel naturally inclined to do. So for me, I like to make movies. So, I mean, that's one of the things I like to do. I also like philosophy and stuff like that. So that's my purpose in life. That's what gives me meaning.
First of all, do you believe in afterlife? Do you believe there is a... No.
No, I don't.
No.
And how do you think that your belief in karma affect your decision making? Like, do you think when you're making a decision, you will think about like what will it list after to? Like,
it'll always come back to haunt you if you do something wrong.
yeah.
Then if you do something good, good luck.
I used to, but not quite right now. I think I became less religious when I grew up. I think it's like it used to affect my decision making, but right now it's turned to be something like empathy.
Right.
It's like it's nothing like I don't expect to do a good thing to go to heaven or something like that, but
Right.
I do good things because I care about people. I care about what they think about me, something like that. More than like yeah, when you were young, born in the Buddhism family, you were
Right.
taught like you have to do good things and then you go to heaven after in the afterlife. But when I grew up, I feel like that concept is kind of like more fantasy.
Sure. So you said you're Buddhist. You're Buddhist.
I born in a Buddhist family.
Right.
Actually, in my country, when you reach the age of 20s, most of the male have to go to a temple to be a monk for a month or two, and then go back live life.
Thailand?
Yeah, in Thailand.
Oh, I'm going to Thailand next year.
So I feel like I used to live as a monk, and I feel like karma is the concept of like the basic. I think the basic concept of karma is about empathy. But when you're in the old age, like in the old days, you really need something more spiritual to move people, to move the whole bunch of people into the same direction.
Yeah, no, I try to think against that in a lot of ways. I try not to get myself too busy. I try to make time and space for myself. So, you know, I don't know if I could sum it up easily to say what am I living for. I mean, I think I'm trying to be as happy as possible, and I think that's what everyone's trying to do in sort of little different ways. They all have different ways to define what happiness is for them. And I think people can lose track and get too focused on the means rather than the end. But I do try to like take a little step back and not try to get wrapped up in being too busy.
I cannot say I do practice meditation, but what I kind of try to adopt is the concept of self-consciousness. In Thailand, there are, I think they have two schools of what you call like mindfulness.
Oh, mindfulness.
Yeah, so it's like they're in my view there are two schools of mindfulness. The one school is like the proper form of meditation, and the second school is they're more concerned. They're not concerned about the form of meditation. They're not concerned that like they're not concerned that you have to like stay still, something like that. But they're more concerned about the self-consciousness on every action on the day-to-day life. So it's like when you so they're more emphasized on your self-consciousness, on your feeling, your thought, your action, your impulsiveness when you react to something from the outside. Like when someone makes you angry, you have to realize that you are angry, and then you don't need to suppress that, because when you realize that you are angry, you are more conscious, you're more aware of your action, you're more aware of your impulse. For me, I kind of adopt to this school rather than like the proper form of meditation.
Now, do you think it's important to like detach to things, like to have this kind of detachment?
Detach from things.
Yeah, like desire and things.
Yeah,
Or
this is
like
pretty deep right now.
intimacy between people.
I mean, it's good to detach once in a while so you can see it from a different perspective. But it's a part of your life, so you need to give into those type of things usually. But you need to have that part of your life where you kind of can see the bigger picture of what's going on.
one that puts people first.
Yeah, I mean, I think a leader definitely has to can't just be demanding of everyone and hoping everyone goes in line with them, because I think when you think of a leader, you can only think about it in the context of a particular group, and so then you have to think that a leader is really serving that group, and so they have to be aware of the interests and the desires of the entire group, and they're sort of serving the group rather than the other way around. So, I mean, I do think that, yeah, you shouldn't just expect that people are going to blindly follow a leader. That it should actually be the other way around. The leader sort of serves the group.
Good leader, someone that knows themselves and just lives their life based on their own actions or like what they believe in, and then people follow because they admire or they like that person is who they are, not someone that comes and forces someone else to follow them.
When people are not aware of the leader.
When you're not aware of the leader.
Yeah, so
The
when
best
you
leader
achieve
is the
something
leader
and
you're not aware of them.
yeah, like when the people achieve something, they will think like, oh, we did this, but not like the leader.
The leader
leads
gave
us
out the
to-
order.
Make the people think as if they thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Well, those are effective leaders. I mean, a leader like that would be more effective. I don't know if it's good or bad. It depends on what the leader is trying to get the people to do. Because I mean, Hitler was a leader, and he did a lot of stuff to make people think certain things, and he may have been able to manipulate the German people to think that they wanted something that he was kind of manipulating them to get. And so it all depends on what you're trying to get them to do.
Yeah, I think like former President Bush, he was.
Oh, no doubt.
He was the best.
Yeah.
A good leader, okay. Like Donald Trump? I mean, Obama, who's a good leader? Thomas Jefferson. Every leader has their bad things. So if you put anybody under the microscope, you're going to find something bad. So So I mean, Thomas Jefferson was a good leader, but he had slaves. So you have to consider everything. So it's hard to think of a good leader who doesn't have something bad about them.
Leaders. I know you mentioned that quote about the water thing. That reminded me of Bruce Lee.
Oh, Bruce Lee.
I think he coined that term, live life like water or something like that. That's someone I would follow, even though he's not a quintessential politician or anything like that. I think he loved his art, he did his thing, and he's gonna live on forever because he mastered his self.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
no problem,
Thank
guys.
you.